Joining us now for more, somebody who was in the room last night, New York Congressman Michael Lawler. Congressman, good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
So, Democrats in the media today, steadfast defending their conduct last night. What was your reaction to what we saw play out?
I thought it was an abomination from start to finish. Number one, the leadership of the Democratic Party did not join the escort committee to escort the President of the United States into the chamber, which has never happened in the history of our country. And that there set everything in motion. They did not applaud when First Lady Melania Trump came into the chamber. They did not applaud when the cabinet members came into the chamber. They obviously did not stand and applaud when the president came into the chamber. Worse than that, though, they didn't applaud for the most basic things. A 13-year-old boy battling cancer who wants to be a police officer. They didn't applaud for the mothers of children who were killed and murdered by illegal aliens. They didn't applaud for the widow of a slain police officer from New York City. It was one of the most embarrassing displays I've ever seen in my life anywhere. We can have our differences of opinion. My Democratic colleagues can disagree with the president. They can dislike the president. But at the end of the day, the American people expect all of us to put our big boy and big girl pants on and govern. And the fact is, last night was a moment to show at least some level of unity and, frankly, a little grace, humility, and dignity in the face of defeat. Democrats lost overwhelmingly in November, in large measure because the policies they have advocated for have failed the American people, and the American people are tired of it. And they showed again last night exactly why they are in the minority.
And we've got 3 more State of the Unions from Donald Trump. What are they going to do next year? I didn't even ask this question after Donald Trump's win in November, Congressman. But for how many people out there, Democrats and independents, people that voted for Kamala Harris, for how many of them was last night the breaking point?
I would venture a lot of people. Look, I'm in a district that Kamala Harris won by half a percentage point, by about 2,000 votes. Joe Biden 4 years earlier had won the district by 10 points. That's how much my district shifted to the right. And I represent one of the largest Jewish communities in America. And Donald Trump did very well among Jewish voters in large measure because of the anti-Semitism within the Democratic Party. And so you see the electorate shifting. You see this coalition that has been built among blue-collar, working-class folks, among the Jewish community, among many others. And people saw in Donald Trump's remarks last night somebody who is serious about tackling the issues. You look at the border crisis. A year ago, February, 189,000 border crossings, illegal immigrants coming into this country. Last February, just this past month, just over 8,000. As President Trump said, we didn't need new laws. We needed a new president that would actually enforce our immigration and customs laws.
I want to know if you saw Al Green, the guy that got tossed out of there last night. Did you see him today on Capitol Hill at all? Did you have any exchanges with Al Green or any other Democrat for that matter?
I did see Al today in our Financial Services Committee and again on the floor.
How did Al
when we had the introduction? Defiant. He was on the floor today defending himself. Every Democrat I talked to was defending their behavior last night, blaming it on President Trump, that he's the one who started it and he's the one that's uncivil and he's the one that is destroying America. They take no responsibility. And these are the same people that lecture everybody about preserving democracy, and yet they just blew through every democratic norm for a joint session address by the President of the United States.
Not democratic norms.
It was frankly shameful.
Political norm. These are political norms. We didn't see this in the lead up to the Civil War. People weren't thrown out of the chamber. Okay, that's what happened last night. And I'm just wondering, Congressman, your colleagues in the left, they can read, right? I don't want to make assumptions, but it's safe to say they can read?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Because the polling today, multiple polls today, including one from CBS, who is no friend of the president, almost 80% of America approved of his speech last night. You could not get 80% of America to agree on the sky being blue or grass being green, but they approved. 76% approved of his speech last night. Why are Democrats fighting Donald Trump right now? Fight him when you've got a real reason to fight him. Don't be resistance just for resistance sake.
Look, the simple fact is they couldn't applaud when he announced that we had captured and were bringing into custody the terrorists that killed 13 U.S. soldiers. They couldn't bring themselves to applaud for that. They couldn't bring themselves to applaud when he announced that a 13-year-old battling cancer was going to become a Secret Service agent. That was one of the most touching moments I've ever seen in politics, and they just couldn't even bring themselves to applaud for it. They are rudderless, and frankly, I think it's sad for our country that they have allowed their hatred of Donald Trump to cloud their vision on everything they do and believe and say. And frankly, it's not good for the country.
No,
we have a lot of challenges, a lot of work ahead of us. And as President Trump said last night, even in this one night, let's work together for the American people.
Absolutely.
And they couldn't do it.
Congressman, good to see you. Sad for them, but opportunity for Republicans, certainly. Mike Lawler, State of New York. Great to see you. Thank you.